We have to have 20 and we have 19. So just bear with us. Hopefully one more. And we can all stand up and clap when that happens.
Yeah.
They counted you. Yeah. Okay, well, with you, I counted 20.
Did you?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
No, we can't count, Peter.
We can't count Peter?
Can you? Okay, well, that works.
We got our 20.
But no, I am.
You're an honorary member.
Whatever this.
Your class is an honorary member. Okay. We do have our 20. I just need to get Paul back in here. And I guess we can't count anybody who is online. Okay? This part. Okay, I guess we're ready to go.
Hang on.
Is everybody okay?
No,
Oh,
I have to sign into the Wi-Fi for
Pardon?
some reason. I have to sign into the Wi-Fi, Judith.
Can I make a quick announcement first before you open? Hi there. Supposedly you guys all know me. My name's Peter DeMong, City Councilor, Ward 14. Hopefully all of you voted for me. Yeah, we won't go there. I did want to mention just before we start the AGM here that I do have a $100 gift card for Google Play up for grabs. My assistant will be coming out, giving you numbers, and we'll make the draw at the end of the AGM. That's where you all go, yay. Okay, good.
thank you. That's a wonderful surprise. So, somebody say the Wi-Fi wasn't working?
What's that?
I believe it said the
Are you
Wi-Fi.
set to go?
No,
No?
doesn't like the password. Oh. Now it does.
You're good?
Gotta love technology. Yeah, I got that part. Now I need to sign in on something else. This is why I came early.
not working?
It's just slow.
You're okay now?
No, the internet is slow.
Oh, that's probably because he's feeding.
Trying to connect. Tell him to stop broadcasting.
Hmm?
Tell him to stop broadcasting.
Well, you can't.
I know. I didn't have this problem at home.
No?
No. Is there no problem? He won't let me update my template without connecting.
Can't. Can you just take notes about it?
Sure. Started.
Okay.
May as well. So,
Back on? Oh, you are. Okay, let's get going here. Have a few little glitches with all the modern technology that's going on. It's all working great. So I would like to welcome everyone to our 2020 AGM. It has been quite a year for all of us, and to even be able to sit here spaced the way we are, I feel is a miracle. Because in all honesty, I didn't think this was going to happen. As much as I love being your president, I was ready to get this on the go so that everything that we have to do during the year is finalized with our AGM. Now, I would like to introduce, first of all, I will do the online people who are visitors, who are Richard Godfrey and his sidekick Christine. They're watching us online. So welcome. I hope everything comes through okay for you guys. Also, majority of you know Peter. He's already spoken to you, but I would like to welcome Peter DeMond. And also Devin. Yes. And also Lisa Pachersky. She's been our city rep, and she has been a blessing to all of us. So Lisa, thanks. Especially me, who is very stubborn, who doesn't know what she's doing. Now, that being said, I would like Mike's gone? It's back. Okay, to my immediate right is Paul Harmonic. He past presidents. I have asked Paul to chair. As most of you know, I am not well, and if I have to get up and leave for some reason, I would like someone here that really knows what he's doing. So Paul, thank you very much. Next to Paul is Eva Reed, who has been with me for quite a few years, and she has really been incredible for getting our messages out. She's an incredible secretary. So Eva, thank you. And our big lifesaver is Nevada Sands. She became our new treasurer, and with her experience of accounting and being able to do investments and everything, she has been a blessing as far as to the point where we are. She's on top of everything, so you couldn't ask for anybody greater than that to help with the money. So thank you, Nevada. And let me see. Let me just catch up here. I just wanted to let you know that this will be. Oh, okay. Thank you, Paul. That's why I have you beside me. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the general meeting for 2019. I'm hoping that you have been able to take a quick glance at that and see what we have done. So could I have someone to make that motion? Roy, Reed? Could I have a seconder, please? I'm sorry. Tracy, sorry. Everybody has had a chance and you're approved with the way the minutes were done from last year? Everyone's okay with that? Motion carried.
No, we have to vote.
Show of hands. All in favor? Okay, those opposed? Motion carried. See, that's why I have Paul here. And Eva. Okay, so getting back to my president's message, as you know, this is my last meeting as your president. And for 19 years, I've been able to meet and participate in programs with incredible volunteers in the community. I started as a very senior, believe it or not, 56 years old, with the 60-plus group. And the reason I started that is because there was nothing for the seniors. And there's a few that were still original owners, and they needed a place to just kind of go and gather and play cards and just kind of hang out and tell you what this area used to be like. It was absolutely fantastic. Now I am ending being the eldest senior, I believe. Wherever I've worked in the community, I'm always the oldest. I'm leaving with you with that label. So hopefully you can remember, yeah, Judy's the oldest. I have many wonderful memories of my programs, especially the children's program. You have no idea the joy that I used to get working with the children. The crafts, the scrapbooking, anything that I could participate and help in, and especially once we started the Winter Carnival and all the other, like we had the summer, was it the summer festival? I think not a festival, but the summer party we had, Julie, just a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun too. I'm very proud of our board of directors and the executive, all who are striving for a strong community. We've had some struggles, but many accomplishments, and developed mostly new friends and helped to make this a strong and active community and center and association. For those of you who are going to be new to the board, please remember to keep your communication line open. This is very important. If you don't know the procedures, I'm still learning, or exactly what you should be doing with the position that you have filled, please ask and keep asking until you have a comfortable feeling that, yes, this is where I can be great. The board is a team, and you need to work together in order for everything to come into place. Thank you to all who have supported me during the past 5 years as your president. There have been way too many people who've been there for me, and for me to give you their names, I'd be devastated if I missed them. You all know who you are. Thank you again to the future of the community. I'm hoping that it can be 20 years. Thank you. Okay. On that note, I'm going to pass this over to Paul, who is now going to be your chairperson.
Thank you, Judith. So at this point, we're going to ask Novelda to present the treasurer's report.
So in your packages, you have the financial statements from December 2019. We have good money in the banks, and you may wonder why we have so much cash from our gaming. Those are for projects that we're planning to do, and Paul will be introducing those later. Last year, you can see that our revenue over expenses was $15,000, so things are doing well. And you probably wonder how we're doing this year. With the help of the federal assistance programs and a city program, we're doing fine. So we're not in a problem right now, and we should be fine because we're starting to get more rentals. If anybody has any questions, you can always reach me through the website and our email addresses, and I can answer any questions. Yeah.
Okay. So on that note, I'd like to make a motion to approve the audited financial report for 2019. And we need a seconder. Okay, Kevin? Okay. Is there any questions to this? Otherwise, I'll just call for a vote on it.
With all the city cutbacks and layoffs and everything like that, will that money...
Could you maybe go to the mic to speak?
With all the cutbacks that the city of Calgary is doing, is those funds still going to be available to the community center, or is it just a best guess?
It doesn't affect the community center at all. Like, we have one employee, and our center just runs on rentals and other income that we have ourselves. So no, the city cutbacks don't affect us.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Okay. So with that in mind, can I have a show of hands for all those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Motion carried. And the next one, I'm going to make a motion to appoint the Federation of Calgary Communities. Am I too close? Okay. Federation of Calgary Communities for the audit for the next fiscal year. And I'll need a seconder. Okay. Julie? All those in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Motion carried. Okay, and so now the next topic here is bylaw changes. So, does everybody have a copy of these? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to try and quickly run through this. So the first, the page I'm looking at right now is the bylaw changes summary. And first item is minor spelling, formatting, grammar changes. We've changed all instances of QCA, the acronym, to QDCCA, just signifying Queensland Diamond Cove. We've changed item 5.4 so that memberships are active for 1 calendar year from the start date to be decided by the board and approved at a general meeting. The start date could be a fixed annual date or the date at which a member applies for their membership. Item 4, we changed 6.1b. I'm just going to read the 2, you can read the from. 2, each director shall be elected to hold office for a 2-year period after they have been elected. And then number 5, we've added to every type of meeting in Article 7, the type meeting will be held in person, virtual, or a combination of the two as determined by the board. And then the last item was changed 11.3 so that it's 2 community association memberships can be reviewed and determined by the board at a general meeting. So at this point, I'd like to make a motion to accept the bylaw changes summary as presented. Can we get a seconder?
Sorry. Did you make the motion?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
And Roy's seconded. Does anybody have any questions with respect to these bylaw changes?
Sorry, who seconded?
Roy.
Roy, okay.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, actually, I have a question. So the comment general meeting, is that general like monthly meeting or general annual general meeting? So on item 6 and item 3, it said general meeting. I am presuming that that means the monthly general meetings, not an annual general meeting. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Can't hear you. Oh. So item 4 is backwards. So it should read, 2, each director shall be elected to hold office for a 2-year term with the option to renew for additional terms as approved by the membership. Correct? Kevin? Okay. So just to clarify, I'm going to repeat this. So item 4 on this, we've got change 6.1b from. On the paper, the 2 is actually the first description. Each director shall be elected to hold office for a 2-year term with the option to renew for additional terms as approved by the membership. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions now? No? Okay. All those in favor of accepting the bylaw changes? Okay. Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Do we need to do the job descriptions? Okay. Okay, so we got job descriptions here that we need some changes to. So same deal. These are the QDCCA board job descriptions. So the first item was minor spelling, formatting, and grammar changes. The second item was changed to all instances of QCA to QDCCA. And then third item, added to specific responsibilities of directors. So in quotes, use their provided QDCCA, Queensland Diamond Cove Community Association email address or appropriate aliases when communicating on behalf of the association. Store any QDCCA documentation and digital assets in the provided shared storage. So item 4, change the general director term from directors may serve for a maximum of 2 years with the option to renew for an additional term to directors may serve for 2 years with the option to renew for additional terms as approved by the membership. Item 5, change the term for each position from, so the position in question may serve for a maximum of 2 years with the option to renew for an additional term, to the position may serve for a 2-year term with the option to renew for additional terms as approved by the membership. Number 6, we've removed the bingo director position. Number 7, we've changed the casino coordinator position term from the casino coordinator is appointed as required for a minimum of 1 casino cycle, 18 months to 2 years, with the option to renew for an additional cycle, to the casino coordinator is appointed as required for a minimum of 1 casino cycle, 2 years, which will encompass the 18-month casino cycle, with the option to renew for an additional cycle. Number 8, added new digital media director position. It says here in parentheses, see the draft for full details. Yeah, that's not provided. Number 9, change the civic affairs director position to community affairs. Number 10, remove DDQ meeting from item F in the community affairs responsibilities. And number 11, change the item under I for the specific responsibilities of the hall manager for the specific responsibilities of the hall manager job description from orders membership cards to orders membership cards, records membership records membership payments in membership database, generate and email digital membership card if purchased online. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Okay. So I'll make the motion to change the job descriptions as detailed here. Again, I'll need a seconder. Let's not all jump up at once.
That was Karen.
Who was it?
That was Karen.
Okay. So Karen seconded. Does anybody have any questions with respect to the positions? Julie?
Number 4, there's the change. There's
So what should the wording be? Okay, so there you're saying directors may serve for a 2-year term. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Can I get a show of hands then for those voting in favor of the amended job descriptions? Okay, any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
So, I have one more motion.
Okay, do you have it worded?
I do.
Oh, bonus.
Should I speak now?
Sure. We have one more.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay, so Lisa brought to our attention, and actually she brought it up in our last board meeting, that while we are changing our bylaws, that something we should keep in mind, because whenever bylaws are changed, it is something that needs to be brought to the community. either by way of an annual general meeting or a special vote. So to sort of circumvent that, she suggested that we put in a motion that we, meaning the board, can make amendments to the bylaws just at our regular general board meetings versus having it go through an annual general meeting, as long as we're not changing the intent of the actual bylaw. So that's what I'm going to put forward in a motion, so that we don't have to have a special meeting or wait until now to do it. So the motion is for the board to make minor changes to the bylaws as long as it doesn't change the intent of the bylaw. So I'm putting that motion forward.
Okay. Who would second that? Julie?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this, but at the very end of that motion, it should say, as opposed to having to approach the entire community or something to that kind
As
of word.
opposed to having to go to special resolution.
okay. I'll repeat it after a second.
Sorry.
do you want to read it off entirely
Yep.
again? Okay.
I will. Let me make sure I can read my handwriting. Okay, so move for the board to make minor changes to bylaws as long as it doesn't change the intent of the bylaw, as opposed to having to go to a special resolution. Does that seem right?
I would recommend instead of as opposed to
In-
without.
Okay,
Third time's a charm.
all right. I always love doing these. Okay, so move for the board to make minor changes to bylaws as long as it doesn't change the intent of the bylaw without having to go to special resolution. Okay,
Okay. Julie, you still good with seconding that? Thank you.
okay.
Does anybody have any questions with respect to that motion? No? All those in favor? Okay, any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Okay, so the next topic we've got here is the renovations. I'm just going to give you a brief update and then I'm going to put forward a motion. Many of you are already aware that we've been doing some renovations in the hall through the course of the year. The first, just to let you know, it had to do with the doors. So a lot of like the gym doors, I think pretty much every exterior door with maybe one or two exceptions have been replaced. That was done, seems like forever long ago. As of this past Monday, we have started renovations on the Jensen room and ultimately the fire alarm system. So the Jensen room, that's been an ongoing effort here, particularly over the last while. So that's going to be done, I can't remember what the expected date is, but certainly before Christmas. And as well the fire alarm. So the contracting company, Caliber, is going to be working with Linda to schedule those times to create the least impact to the hall. We had been hoping to get this done through the summer, but unfortunately that didn't happen. To that end, the funding for these projects has been coming a large part from the Capital Conservation Grant, upwards of 75%. And to that end, I'm going to put forward a motion tonight to approve up to, I wrote down the number and I forget where I wrote it down. $60,000, yeah, that's what it was. As our contribution towards the funding of the project for the Jensen room and the fire alarm renovations. Did you get that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So to that end, I need a second. Julie? Okay. Does anybody have any questions with respect to the renovations? No? Okay. All those in favor? Okay, any opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. Okay, next topic is new business. I'm not showing anything for new business, so is there anything to be discussed under new business?
Is there anything in the community that you'd like to bring up at this time? That we can pass on to our constable, or something you'd like to see?
Going once, going twice, sold. Okay, thank you. Now we've got an open discussion. It's kind of new business, I guess. I'm going to assume that there isn't anything to be brought up at this point. So that brings us then to the appointment of a chief, returning officer, and assistant. We've got some open positions. Before we do that, is there a list of the open positions? We did that. Well, as far as the meeting, is that not what item 5 was for under the bylaws? Well, I would presume. Lisa? Kevin's got a question that's being posed from online. Can you? You're going to have to grab a microphone, though, please.
Is on. Vote. We were just wondering if we could make it available to people to vote online. Now, if we just say that we're going to host our meetings online and in person, does that imply that votes online will be counted? Or do we have to put it in more succinct terms?
Because right now, it just states, yeah, it does just say that you have virtual meetings, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it implies it? Or should we
No,
include?
we should put a motion.
Okay, so we'll have to clarify that then in the bylaws. Okay.
Can you formulate a motion?
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess we'll make a motion to change the way we define our online meetings so that it includes online voting as well. We want a second?
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay?
So what's the actual motion? Do you mind reading that back?
Motion to change how we define online meetings to include online voting.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
So with that, we need a second. Carmen, thanks. These masks are really throwing me. Okay, so Carmen seconded that. Does anybody have any questions to that motion? No? Okay. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Kevin. And was that Brian asking? Okay, thanks, Brian.
So then what we have on here for, where did I see it now? Thank you. So that we're going to include that. That's going to be amended then, Kevin? Is that how I'm understanding it? Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, getting back to positions. So we've got a number of positions, as Judith already indicated, her term is up. So at this point, we've got a number of positions that we're looking to fill. Those include president, second vice president, secretary, memberships, ways and means, civic affairs, and directors at large. So there's quite a number here. I guess before we do that, we need to appoint a chief returning officer and potentially assistant. Did we have any suggestions? Devin, would you be able to do that? Okay, cool, thank you.
Okay, so is Devin the chief returning officer,
Yeah,
or is he the assistant?
he's the chief.
Ooh, you're the chief.
Okay.
As my first active chief, I'd like
Does he need an assistant? Would you be willing to, or? Okay.
Oh, role reversal.
Okay, Peter will be the assistant. Okay, so I'll make the motion here to approve Devin Elkin as the chief returning officer and his assistant Peter DeMong.
Oh, that's good.
I hope that was phrased right.
That's special.
Anybody care to second that? Okay, Roy? All those in favor? Okay, any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Okay, so now the fun begins. So we need any nominations. I guess I'll make a call for any of these positions. I'll just work from the top down. Anybody nominating for president? Okay. Okay, so Brian declines. Okay.
Hey, Brian Heritage for president.
Did he leave?
Go to the bathroom? I was going to say, should we phone him?
Do we have any other nominations for president? Okay, so Brian declined. Okay. Okay, well, we'll move on. At this time, second vice, Brian has indicated he will, is that what he was? Yeah, okay. So he'll stand for second vice again. Is anybody else care to stand for second vice? Okay, take that as a no. Okay, let's move on. Secretary. Any nominations for secretary? I think the question is, will Eva keep us?
Oh, man. You really want that answer? Yeah, I'll stand.
Okay, thank you, Eva. Okay, and that takes us to memberships. Do we have any nominations for memberships?
I nominate myself for membership.
Super.
Socials.
I presume there's no other nominations for memberships? Okay. Ways and Means? Any nominations for Ways and Means? Okay. Being as that's what I'm presently doing, I'll leave my name stand for that for this next term. All this fresh blood. Okay, Civic Affairs. Do we have any nominations for Civic Affairs? Okay. Thank you. Anita will stand for Civic Affairs. Was that the one that we just changed the name?
Yes.
Community Affairs, okay. So more correctly, Community Affairs. Okay. And Directors at Large. So at this point, we're looking for President and Directors at Large.
And youth. And youth.
That's not written on here. Youth?
It was, yeah,
Oh, it's not on the list that I had, sorry.
no. And that, part of that is my fault from the last meeting. It's when I was putting together, Julie had asked me who was coming up.
For Youth Director?
And when I was going through it, I realized that last year, at our last AGM, we had someone put their name forward and they were accepted. And then, of course, they stepped down last fall. So that position, even though it's not open again until 2021, whoever would do the youth director position, it would be for a one-year term, because it would be now coming up again in 2021.
So this will be for a one-year term?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have any nominations then to fulfill the remainder of the Youth Director term?
I nominate Martine.
Okay. Martine, you've been nominated. Would you care to accept it?
At one time, we were talking about having it a committee. And I mean, if you were the overseer, I feel all committees should have one person to oversee it. And you would be fantastic at it, if you would consider it.
For what it's worth, it's for a year.
Well, actually, really only 6 months.
Oh.
She said, okay.
Oh, grab it quick. She said yes. Thanks, Martine. Okay, so that still leaves us President then and Director at Large. And I'm not going to keep everybody here. Do we have any nominations for President at this point? No? Okay.
Well, at this point, if anyone will come forward, as long as I'm capable, I can do it, but I need help. I'm not going to run for a poll, but
Yeah.
until someone comes forward.
Yeah, well, we've still got a first VP and a second VP.
Right, right,
Yeah. So technically, you're going to be past president, so,
yeah, okay.
yeah. I'd say, let's leave that open. Is that okay?
Oh, perfect.
Okay. And Director at Large, do we have any nominations for Director at Large?
I think Roy is incredible, Director at Large. I
Okay.
really do.
Okay, so that's a nomination for Roy. Roy, would you care to accept? Okay. Any others? Okay. I think we're done with that then. So what I've got here, and I'm just going to quickly review it. Second VP, Brian Heritage is standing for another term. Eva Reed for Secretary. Julie for memberships. Myself, Paul for Ways and Means. Anita for Community Affairs. Martine for the Youth Director. And Roy as a Director at Large. Refresh me on what the new position was again.
Position's not filled, you can't add somebody.
Yeah.
Oh.
appointed? I didn't think we had to. Seems to me our bylaws. Yeah. Sorry, I just need to check something here. Hey. The question right now is, do we actually have to have somebody identified as president? And I was thinking that that could be appointed should we get somebody down the road. Sorry?
We're bored, is there any counting we need to do?
No, there's no counting.
I can get my toes out too.
Doesn't actually say, Lisa, one way or another. So what you're saying is we should put Judith in for the time being?
Then it's the ability to
I'm okay.
Okay.
We're going to check that out.
Okay, so, okay, so just to clarify for everybody else, Lisa's pointed out that we need to fill the position of president, so that in the event that, not if, but when, you choose to resign, we can backfill it easily without having to go to an election. Okay, so to that end, we're going to have Judith remain as president for the interim. Still no counting to be done. So, thank you, gentlemen.
One.
So, thank you to everybody who is standing for positions. And we'll carry on to the last activity. So, before we adjourn, oh, that's what he was asking me, digital media. So we just created a new role tonight, digital media director.
Well, we sort of renamed the social media to digital media director, and we
Okay.
gave it a definition and tasks,
Okay,
because we never really had
Okay.
any set tasks.
so we've got that role, digital media director. Is there anybody nominated for that role?
I nominate Kevin.
Okay. Okay. So Kevin's been nominated, Kevin accepts. Is there any other nominees? No, that's carried. So Kevin it is, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So before we adjourn, we wanted to make a presentation. Oh, yeah, no, please go right ahead. Oh, sorry.
You guys go ahead, I will wait for that.
Okay, so yeah, what we wanted to acknowledge is Judith's contribution over the years. In particular, I know for myself, certainly you've been a godsend, and your passion and your zeal is certainly what's carried me through for the last few years. And to that end, I'm going to keep this brief. We want to thank you very much for your efforts and your continued good health.
Thank you very much. What was that? I have to, oh, now? Linda, now? Oh. It isn't a dog, is it?
I don't know, is the bottom of the bag wet? I have my moments. Cheap.
My days of demolition that I've been waiting for so many years. Oh, this is going in the living room. Oh, thank you, that is.
So what is that?
Well, Linda called me over the other Sunday because I guess they're putting holes in the, you can pass it around.
Linda called me a couple of Sundays ago, I guess it is now, because they were going to start the demolition in the back room.
Oh.
And I had been waiting for so long, 19 years as a matter of fact, for this to happen. And so they were talking about going and knocking the holes in the wall. So it was Linda, Carmen, and myself and Roy. And I couldn't pick up the 20-pound sledgehammer because I would have gone through the wall with it. So he gave me the neatest hammer, and I just loved it. And it felt, actually, I think I had a picture of Trudeau. But it felt really good to be able to get that hole in that wall for a start. And I believe everybody carried on and got it completed. So I'm just very pleased. So thank you very much. I will cherish this. And Roy, you're a sweetheart for doing that. Thank you.
Great. Okay, Peter.
Wait, you're ignoring the two bottles of scotch in there. So listen, I'm not going to keep you long. I just wanted to say on behalf of Richard Gottfried and myself, thank you very much for coming out to this evening. These boards are really quite amazing and helpful to those of us in elected office. It helps us to collect the views and opinions of the community. It helps the community move forward. It helps the community be a better place. The volunteers on this board, Judith, Paul, Eve, Novelda, the Aarons, everybody else on the board, thank you so much for being on the board. It is truly appreciated from the heart. It's volunteers like you that actually make the community better and the city a better place. So on that note, I am going to have Judith draw the winning number. Drum roll. Here we go. The winning number is... my favorite number. No, second favorite. 12. Who's got number 12? Excellent. I don't know how much you do on music, but it's a Google Play card. Either that or it's your kids. Other than that, thank you very much. And again, from Richard Gottfried and myself, we appreciate it and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Good deal. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out tonight. This was a long-awaited meeting. And on that note, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn until next spring. Roy seconded? He doesn't need to?
No.
He really wants to.
Okay, let him.
On that note, thank you very much, everybody, for coming out tonight.
Thanks, Paul.